What's easier to beat? Stonks or sports?
Obviously, sports. It's not even close. I it's like people talk about like, oh, I can beat like NFL, like the sickos of NFL. Yeah, they're only taking like two, $300,000. You can chuck 200, 300 million on some of these stocks. Like, and you think you can beat the stock market? Like, get the out of here.
Yeah.
I have arguments with people sometimes where they're like, oh, like Air Canada is a good buy right now. And then I'll be like, okay, like why? Why is
I
Air
love
Canada
this.
a good buy right now? And they'll be like, oh, well, like they just announced that they're doing this and they're buying out this and then this is going to happen. And I'm like, first off, and you compare it to sports, right? You're like, okay, what this guy basically is saying to me is that he thinks Air Canada is a good bet at the market price that it's currently at
Yeah.
right now because of news he read from yesterday that Kyrie Irving is in for the series. But really, that news hit the market 3 weeks earlier that Kyrie was in for the service,
Yeah.
in for the
I,
series. That's like the level at which people are
I don't
trying
mean
to
to like,
donk
I'm
stonks.
not trying to bash like Telemachus or anything. I think Telemachus is like much smarter than me. I mean, the dude, I listened to his episode. I'm like, oh my God, like another level. But if you take some like the crushers of the stock market and you put them in the sports betting, they would like blow him out of like it wouldn't even be comparable. Like the top dogs in the sports would be no match for like the sickos of the stock market, like the real geniuses. And people who compare it have no idea what they're talking about.
I think the parallels between sports betting and the stock market speculation are very similar, especially from like the recreational crowd who every like it's it's this maybe my own personal experience, but like all my friends who bet and lose on sports also are the ones who put their money in the stock market and lose. And they're just constantly feeding me like the exact same stuff as Johnny. Like, you gotta buy this. Like, this is,
But
and
the
it's
thing is, it's like so much more variance because you're betting so little in this. You're like so little stock trades in the stock market that like most people that you talk to will just say, yeah, I made money in the stock market. Just sheer variance of like being in the market, even though they probably underperformed versus like standard indexes, but they still like have made money in absolute. So they're like, yeah,
Exactly.
I'm a
it's
legend.
I was recently, my sister is 6 years younger than me. I was recently at her place with all of her friends, so a bit of a younger crowd, and they're sharing the different cryptos that they're involved with now, and they're like, "Oh, you got to get in on this, you got to get in on that," and I'm like, Why? Why do I have?" And because it's going to the moon, man. Like, this one is going up, and all these guys are in like 20 different alts. And if they had just put it into Bitcoin or even ETH recently, they're making money, and they think that they're doing something like amazing, like Earth. But if they had just put it into Bitcoin, they would have made like triple the amount that they've made on these shitty alts that they've bought, and they don't even realize they're not even realizing this. Some of this happens with the stock
Well,
market too. Sports betting, it's all the same. Like there's just so much overlap.